Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Tarnished Reflections. Today I'm going to review something a little more familiar to many of you. This is the Rolex Explorer, specifically the newer iteration of the 39mm reintroduced at Baselworld in 2016. This particular model carries the reference number of 214270, which is the same as the previous iteration, so those of you seeking to purchase one of these models, I advise you to be cognizant of which particular version you are getting. The Rolex Explorer holds a long and storied history as part of the Oyster Perpetual line. It is known as the watch that accompanied the first explorers who scaled Mount Everest. Since then, the iconic sports watch has gone through several evolutionary phases since its first release in 1953, but in general, it remains true to the original versions. Among some, it is also known as the original James Bond watch. While many of the early movies have depicted the well-known fictional secret agent as wearing a Rolex Submariner, in the original books by Ian Fleming, James Bond is noted to wear a Rolex Explorer. Not coincidentally, this was the watch the author himself wore. As Ian Fleming once said, "A gentleman's choice of timepiece says as much about him as does his Savile Row suit." Take that as you will, though I will say I agree with that statement on many levels. When Rolex decided to upgrade the Explorer in 2010 from 36mm to 39mm, with its 12mm case height along with its movement and the addition of new Paraflex shock absorbers, there was some concern regarding some of the changes, most notably the lack of luminescence on the 3, 6, and 9 markers, as well as the relatively short hands by comparison to the dial, changing the proportions of the design. While some appreciated the character of the new version, others strongly disliked it. In 2016, Rolex updated this version again, with the Mercedes hands being broader and longer than the previous iteration, while upgrading the lume to Chromolite and adding it to all the markers. This really provides a nice bright glow and makes the watch very easy to read in darkness. It is considered by some to be a little more sporty than the previous version. However, with the improved proportions, most have felt that this is an improved version. The Rolex Explorer retains the upgraded caliber 3132, an in-house developed self-winding movement with a 48-hour power reserve. Rolex advertises this as having a superlative chronometer certification, which means it should run plus or minus 2 seconds a day over a variety of positions and temperatures. Also under the hood is the blue Parachrom hairspring, which is insensitive to magnetic fields as well as temperature resistant, along with the Paraflex shock absorption system. This all helps better protect the inner mechanics if the watch is accidentally dropped or struck. The Explorer also has a twin-lock crown system, which contributes to its 100-meter water resistance. The case and bracelet remain in Rolex's 904L steel. The Oyster bracelet itself is known as one of the best bracelets out there, with its solid links and adjustable Oyster lock safety clasp, which not only provides a secure fit, but also one you can adjust by half a link without the use of any tools for a more comfortable fit throughout the day using their Easy Lock system. The one aspect of this bracelet that some may not like is the double clasp locking mechanism does not sit flush with the rest of the bracelet. I'm confident that Rolex has done this intentionally, as most choices they seem to make have been very deliberate, and the double lock does provide a very secure fit. This watch overall has a very nice presence to it, and its weight is well distributed so that you do not really notice it throughout the day, and it certainly does not feel heavy in the least. The new Rolex Explorer certainly could be a consideration for someone's go-anywhere, do-anything watch, or for those who are looking for one watch to be able to do it all under the $7,000 range. Understand, however, that while this is a great jack-of-all-trades styled watch, able to handle both casual and more formal business situations, the downside of being a jack-of-all-trades is you tend to do nothing extraordinarily well. This is not a true diver's watch. It does not have the same anti-magnetic properties as a true anti-magnetic watch, nor is it as robust as some quartz watches, and it certainly is not a formal dress watch. The other issue for some is that this watch is a time-only watch without even a date function. That said, the quality and versatility are greater than almost any other watch out there currently at this price point. While the Rolex name may be very recognizable and is synonymous with quality and a well-known prestige, this is also paradoxically one of the largest detractors as well. Some watch aficionados may laugh at Rolex as the obvious choice of the uneducated, in favor of some of the more prestigious brands such as Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin, along with a host of other elite brands. On the other hand, this is not your big flashy gold Rolex, and if that is what you are looking for, this is not it. Nor is the Explorer the same shape as the more ubiquitous and recognizable Submariner model. and as a result is far more likely to go under the radar of most. For some, this may be a good thing, but for those looking for a statement piece, they may wish to look elsewhere. Other than those considerations, there's not much to say that is that negative about this piece. There are several other pieces in this price range you may wish to consider, all with different strengths and weaknesses, and I'd highly recommend researching all options extensively and then trying them on prior to deciding.